Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's JC again with Wedge Concepts. And in this video, I think I'm just going to go over I think I'm just going to just talk. So, if you're bored and you just want to listen to me talk, then stick around and let's get to it. All right, so looks like you stuck around. Sucks to be you, I tell you that much. But I appreciate you sticking around. I was thinking about how everyone talks about generational wealth, and investing, and how people have different perceptions of what generational wealth is and what it means and how to accomplish it. I think that everybody definitely wants to provide some sort of financial stability for their kids. They want to leave something behind. At the same time, I hear so many stories from people who they've had a tough life, and for some reason they want their kids to also experience that stress of the struggle, not realizing that kids today, young people today, as if I'm really old, but young people today, they have their own struggles. So when you're talking about leaving something behind, you're talking about generational wealth, and everybody wants to buy the block, which is pretty dope though, because there are some folks who are buying the block. Shout out to Curtis. He's actually doing that. Went to high school with him. But it's like, when you look at generational wealth, there's a component, a footnote, if you will, that needs to be addressed. Because if you're going to leave something behind to your kids, this generational wealth, you're building something down so they can they have to be taught not only how to use it, but also how to grow it, right? So, for example, let's say you leave your kids $1 million, so that if something happens to you, this is what they have. You've worked all your life for this $1 million trust fund or whatever. Once your kids get this, now mind you, your kids might be in their 40s by now, 50s, who knows? But they might take that money and just blow it. They might go out and buy a racehorse, or do something crazy with it, and all that money that you did work for your entire life, your knucklehead son then went ahead and turned the house into a boom boom room, and that's where all the money went. So I've been doing a lot of research on this, and I've been looking at generational wealth from different perspectives, from different nationalities, right? So what I've noticed is that there's a certain group, population of people, where they don't believe that educational wealth is material things. It's not money. It's not a house. It's not real estate. It's not a business. Generational wealth is the knowledge that you pass down from one generation to the next on not only how to accumulate wealth, but also how to grow it and how to keep it. So it makes me wonder, if everyone wants to leave behind this generational wealth or create this generational wealth, what are they teaching their kids? What have you been taught? I'm a product of two parents that, you work hard, you provide for your family, you do it honestly, you pray, and in the end, everything will work out somehow, some way. The universe will somehow reward you. And I think that's fine and dandy for a lot of people. But of course, being an employee, you're only able to get by paycheck to paycheck. I mean, even if you are clocking six figures, which, interesting enough, do some research on this. I'm in the DC area, but across the US, less than 10% of the US workforce makes six figures. Now I know we all know folks that make six figures, but go to the census, go to Department of Labor, do some research on that, and you'd be surprised that everybody who won six figures is not going to make six figures. So we have a dilemma. So we got people who want to create generational wealth who are actually doing it. You got people who they want their kids to experience the same things they did because they are this great person now because of their struggles and they overcame. So they want their kids to experience the same kind of struggles. You got your parents who they've been through so much where they want their kids to go ahead and learn from their mistakes, take what they learned, and to take it a step further. So if we're going to lead by example, we have to look back at what we have been taught. So if we grew up in a society where the system is against us, right? So there are things actually in place that prevent us or try to slow us down from being our best selves. So when do we get to a point where we say, okay, even though I've done the 9 to 5, even though I've raised 2 kids or 3 kids and I got the house and I got the car, when do you say, wait a minute, how can I, no matter how old you are, how can I take it to the next level, right? So what I did was I work in IT and I work the floors, right, to make sure everybody stays working. So what I did was I went around and everybody I helped this entire week, I asked them, if you had $10,000, no, I think I said 20,000. If you had $20,000 to invest in, what would you invest in? The majority of people said in the stock market or real estate or owning their own business. Which, okay, I can dig it, right? Because, I mean, that's really the main 3 things that you can invest in that folks know about, right? But as I went around, I think I asked probably about 20 people, probably more than that, probably about 30 people, because I was asking everybody that whole week. And not one person said the thing that I was thinking of. And it made me think about this book that I read when I was in college, Creating True Prosperity. But no one said that they wanted to actually invest in themselves. Now I get that, you know, you creating your own business and you investing in real estate, you're investing yourself in a sense, right? Because you're growing, you're creating something. But I was trying to figure out, how can I invest in myself, like directly with some intellectual property type, you know, like the value that I get from this, you can't quantify, you can't put a number on it. So I got my shirt on William Woods University. I decided to go back to school and pursue my MBA. And I chose this particular school for a reason, because they focus on small business. Now, I'm not going to school to necessarily learn how to start a small business, because of course everybody knows that, you know, when you go to the things you learn in school, it's not really practical. It is, but it isn't. But you got to have real life experience, yada, yada, yada. But I'm willing to take $20,000 and invest it in myself. The knowledge that I'm gaining from this, I'll be able to use for the rest of my life. Therefore, I'll be able to create something that not only my family can benefit from, but hopefully the knowledge and the few seeds that I drop in good soil can be watered, so that way the fruit that it produces, others may also enjoy that fruit. So to tie it all together, when it comes to this generational wealth, are you really creating something just for the next generation, or are you really creating something for yourself? Or can you be honest enough to say, you know what? I don't even know how to do it. I don't know how to create generational wealth. I don't have the means to. I don't have enough money to. I don't have enough education to do that. And then how do you go to get that if that's what you want to do, right? So you got certain people who believe that generational wealth are assets, the real estate, the money that's being passed down. And then you have another set of culture, another subset, or not subset, another demographic that they believe that the way you create generational wealth is through knowledge of how to create wealth, how to grow wealth, and how to retain wealth. All right. So if you made it this far, you're crazy, but I really do appreciate you. And do me a favor. Do not check the like button. Do not subscribe. But take some of the information that I've given you, just one word or two, and share it with somebody, and let's go ahead and create something special. Okay? Later.